Hello and welcome back, student. Are you all ready for today's session? So let's begin. Lesson 1, Chemical Reaction and Equation, Part 3. In this part, we will discuss redox reaction, that is oxidation and reduction, recapitulate the chapter and practice some questions. So student, let's begin. Oxidation reaction. Oxidation reactions are those reactions in which addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen or losses of electron take place. Let's understand it with the help of some examples. As you all can see on your screen, 2 Mg plus O2 gives out 2 MgO. So in this, what happened? एडिशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन टेक प्लेस. Mg में ऑक्सीजन ऐड हुआ है and it form magnesium oxide. So it is a oxidation reaction. Let's see another reaction. 4Fe plus 3O2 gives out 2Fe2O3. So ferric, when react with oxygen, it gives ferric oxide. In this also addition of oxygen take place, so it is a oxidation reaction. Now let's move to next reaction. Na give 1 electron and form anion. So in this reaction, Na is losing electron. So we can say that it is a oxidation reaction. Next reaction is reduction reaction. Reduction reactions are those reactions in which addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen or gain of electron take place, or in other words we can say that it is the opposite of oxidation reaction. Let's see few examples to understand reduction reaction more clearly. As you all can see on your screen, H2 plus F2 gives out 2HF. So in this reaction, hydrogen is adding, so it is a reduction reaction. Let's see one more example. H2 gives out 2H plus 2 electrons. So in this reaction, gain of electron take place. Thus, we can say it is a reduction reaction. So, those substances which gain electron are known as oxidizing agent, whereas those substances which lose electron are known as reducing agent. As you all can see on your screen, where X loses electron and Y gains electron. So, we can say that X is reducing agent whereas Y is oxidizing agent. Now student, let's compare oxidation and reduction reaction with the help of giving chart. In compound A, addition of oxygen take place, so it is a oxidation reaction. Whereas in compound B, removal of oxygen take place, so it is a reduction reaction. Compound A is losing electrons, so we can say it is a reducing agent, whereas compound B gaining electrons, so it is a oxidizing agent. So we can say that redox reactions are those reactions in which oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously. Means in the same reaction, oxidation and reduction is taking place. So now let's see an example. 2 Mg plus O2 gives out 2 MgO. So in this reaction, oxygen is adding, so it is a oxidation reaction. Whereas 2 MgO gives out 2 Mg plus O2. So in this reaction, removal of oxygen take place, so it is a reduction reaction. Let's see one more example. H2S plus Cl2 gives out 2HCl plus S. So in this reaction, addition of hydrogen take place, so it is a reduction reaction. Now see this video to understand oxidation and reduction reaction more clearly.
Powder, burner, tripod stand, and wire gauze. Activity: heat a china dish containing some amount of copper powder and observe what will happen. We can observe the surface of copper powder becoming coated with black copper oxide. Because oxygen is added from air to copper and copper oxide is formed, 2Cu plus O2 gives rise to 2CO. If hydrogen gas is passed over this heated material, copper oxide, CuO, the black coating on the surface turns brown due to reverse reaction and copper is obtained. CuO plus H2 gives rise to Cu plus H2O. If substance gains oxygen during a reaction, is called oxidized. If substance loses oxygen during a reaction, is called reduced. In this reaction, copper 2, oxide is losing oxygen and is being reduced. The hydrogen is gaining oxygen and is being oxidized. One reactant gets oxidized while the other gets reduced during reaction, is called redox reaction.
We can also observe oxidation reaction in our day-to-day life, like corrosion and ranticity. Corrosion means deterioration of material like iron by chemical interaction with the environment. Or in simple words, we can say rusting of iron, jung lagna. Corrosion or rusting usually occur due to oxidation, that is loss of electron. So when iron get rusted, it means it get oxidized. As you can see on your screen, when bridge come in contact with air and water, it get rusted, that is change into reddish brown color. So in order to prevent the iron particle from getting rusted, following preventions are used, like by coating metal with oil or grease, by coat with layer of paint or plastic, electroplate with other metal, galvanize with zinc. गैल्वेनाइजेशन वो प्रोसेस होता है जिसमें जिंक की कोटिंग करी जाती है मेटल के ऊपर. सो दीज आर द प्रिवेंशन by which we can prevent the metal from getting rusted. Next process which we usually observe in our day-to-day life is ranticity. Ranticity means unpleasant odor and flavor in food due to deterioration in the fat or oil part of the food. As you can see on your screen, when chips get rancid, it changes color, flavor and taste. So in order to prevent it from getting oxidized or rancid, following preventive measures are used, like by using antioxidant, by vacuum packaging so that oxygen can be removed, by adding inert gases like nitrogen so that it can replace the oxygen. Let's see this video to understand it more clearly.
Keeps us alive, but that same oxygen is also responsible for corrosion of metals or even for making our food taste bad after some time. We all like to eat crispy and crunchy chips, right? Not the stale or soggy ones or those exposed to air for a long time. Hence, chips manufacturers use flush bags with gas such as nitrogen to prevent the chips from getting oxidized. That's why we always get crispy and crunchy chips every time fresh out of the chips packet. The reaction we are talking about here is oxidation of food when exposed to air. You must have observed the taste and even smell of food containing fat or oil when left for a long time changes. Right? This is because the food gets oxidized and becomes rancid. Hence, we keep food in airtight container to slow down the oxidation process. You know, If a substance gains oxygen during a chemical reaction, it is said to be oxidized. Like during rusting, iron reacts with oxygen and water. So it gains oxygen, means it is being oxidized. So the new shiny metal gets coated with reddish brown powder, which we call rust.
So students, now let's quickly recapitulate the whole chapter. As you all can see on the screen, chemical reaction show following changes like change in color, change in temperature, precipitate is formed, and evolution of gas. So we can say that chemical reaction rearrange the consequent atom of the reactant to create different substance as a product. Or we can say that those reactions which show these changes are known as chemical reaction. When magnesium ribbon burn, we observe dazzling flame and white powder collected as a precipitate, and white powder is magnesium oxide. When dilute sulfuric acid is added in zinc, we will observe evolution of gas. The gas that evolved is hydrogen. It comes out from the beaker with pop-up sound and beaker get hot. Word equation is used to represent the chemical equation by using the name of the reactant and the product, like magnesium plus oxygen gives out magnesium oxide. Skeletal equations are those equations which represent the equation with the help of symbol, but it is unbalanced. Like Mg plus O2 gives out MgO. Balanced equation. Balanced equations are those equations in which number of atom on the reactant side is equal to the number of atom on the product side. So let's see how we can balance the equation. Step 1. Write the reactant and product. For example, C3H8 plus O2 gives out CO2 plus H2O. Step 2. Find one atom that occur only in one substance on both sides. Number of atom on the reactant side: carbon 3, hydrogen 8, oxygen 2, whereas number of atom on the product side: carbon 1, hydrogen 2, oxygen 3. Step 3. Find the coefficient to balance the equation. For example, C3H8 plus 5O2 gives out 3CO2 plus 4H2O. Step 4. Find another unbalanced atom. For example, C3H8 plus 5O2 gives out 3CO2 plus 4H2O. So it means number of atom on the reactant side is equal to the number of atom on the product side. So students, I have already discussed this in detail in my previous videos. Types of reaction. So first reaction is combination reaction. Combination reactions are those reactions that is formed by the combination of two or more substances and give single product, like CaO plus H2O gives out CaOH का whole twice. Means when calcium oxide or quicklime react with water, it form slakelime or calcium hydroxide and release large amount of energy or heat. C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives out 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. So in this reaction, when glucose react with oxygen, it form carbon dioxide, water and release large amount of heat. So in those reaction in which large amount of heat or energy is released, such reactions are called exothermic reaction. Decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction is a type of chemical reaction in which single compound decompose or break down into two or more substances like FeSO4 7H2O in the presence of heat form Fe2O3 plus SO2 plus SO3. It means ferrous sulfate crystal absorb water and form Fe2O3, that is ferric oxide, plus give smell of sulfur. So those reactions which absorb heat or energy during the formation of products, such reactions are called endothermic reaction. Like calcium carbonate, that is limestone, decompose on heating to calcium oxide, quicklime and carbon dioxide. Such reactions are called thermal decomposition reaction. AgBr in the presence of sunlight gives Ag plus Br. So in this reaction, silver bromide decompose into silver and bromide in the presence of sunlight. Such reactions are called photochemical decomposition reaction. Displacement reaction. Displacement reaction is a type of chemical reaction in which more reactive element displace less reactive element, like Zn plus CuSO4 gives out ZnSO4 plus Cu. Double displacement reaction are those reactions in which exchange of ions take place, like K2SO4 plus BaNO3 का whole twice gives out KNO3 plus BaSO4. Dear students, for detailed description of these reactions, you can see my previously loaded videos. I have shared link in the description. Oxidation reaction. Oxidation reactions are those reactions in which addition of oxygen take place, like Cu plus O2 gives out 2CuO. Whereas reduction reactions are those reactions in which addition of hydrogen take place, like H2 plus F2 gives out 2HF. We can also observe oxidation in our day-to-day life, like corrosion and ranticity. So student, now it's a time to check your knowledge. So let's practice some questions. So students, I hope you all have practiced the question. Now you can check the answers. Students, today we have finished the chapter. If you have any query related to your chapter, you can comment and ask your queries. So this is all for today. I hope you like the session. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.